Change happens in a second, guys. It literally happens in an instant, right? People are like, oh, it took me 10 years to finally make that change. No, it took you 1 second to make the change. It took you 10 years to get to the place where you wanted to make that change. Hey guys, my name is Jessyka. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, then welcome. I'm so glad to have you. Grab a glass of wine or whatever drink of choice you have, because tonight we are having a little girl talk, okay? We're gonna talk all about reinventing yourself. It is 2023 and the year of not liking yourself is over. We are done with that. If you don't like who you are, then create a better version of you. That's all it takes. Actually, you know what? Just scratch all of that. You should just stay the way that you are. The world should just accept you as who you are, and that's just what it is. If they don't accept you, then that's their problem and not yours. Wrong, okay? The world doesn't owe you shit. Nobody owes you shit. And it's just not realistic to think that they do. You know, like for instance, me, I could say, well, I have ADHD, so I also struggle with executive dysfunctioning, so I really can't make decisions, and I'm not very productive. The end. Okay? That's cute, and though that's very true, nobody actually cares. Like, matter of fact, I don't even care. Like, my higher self does not even care about any of those roadblocks. If I'm staying in that mindset, I'm still unproductive and underperforming, right? That literally did not change anything, and that didn't get me any closer to the woman that I want to become. So, you can stay in your circumstance, make excuses for it, and say, the world should accept me as I am, or you can make the necessary steps and changes to become who you actually desire to be. So here's the deal, guys. Everything that's meant for you is already yours. Like, literally, it's already destined for you, but it's a caveat to that. It's not gonna just rain out of the sky into your lap. It doesn't work like that, okay? It's kind of like having a treasure map that tells you exactly where the treasure is, and all you gotta do is go get it, but you're too lazy to get up and make the walk. Like, that's your problem. That's nobody else's problem but yours. Nobody is coming to save you, only you. The higher version of yourself, right? Enter your alter ego. And alter egos are not a new thing at all. Beyonce has an alter ego. We know that's Sasha Fierce. Tony Robbins has an alter ego. If you don't know who Tony Robbins is, y'all, he is the GOAT in this whole self-improvement space. He was born, you know, Anthony Robbins, I guess, and he was weak and fragile and insecure, and he literally built the person that we see in front of us every day, the person that's literally the guru to the stars. He talks about every day how he created this person, right? How that person is not who came out of the womb. He made that person. So alter egos is nothing new. Again, let's take me for example, because I love real world examples. Jess is lazy and doesn't want to do anything except be spoiled all day and be taken care of. Like, dream job who? Hello? Jess also loves a clean space but hates to clean up. Houseway. We talked about the fact that Jess has ADHD and struggles with executive dysfunction and can't make decisions. Now, all of those things will get me nowhere and definitely not get me anywhere closer to my dream person, right? So I created my own Sasha Fierce, my own alter ego. She is productive, confident, luxurious, sexy, social. She actually gets up in the morning and ready to like conquer the day. She makes her bed. She goes to the gym. She doesn't give a damn about not wanting to do these things. She is someone that has a goal and she crushes it. Every goal that's in front of her, she crushes it. To get something that you've never had, you have to do something that you've never done. And guys, all this manifestation stuff and all of this isn't magic. This isn't like some rah-rah stuff, right? It's actually like low-key science. If you behave a certain way over and over constantly, you're gonna eventually become that person. It's like basic logic almost. But here's the first step in all of this. You have got to get brutally honest with yourself, okay? Now, being brutally honest with yourself also allows some unsavory things to arise. Maybe you haven't handled situations in a way that you feel is appropriate today, or like your higher self will handle those situations. Maybe you've made some decisions that you're not super proud of, and of course we all have, but that you're not super proud of, and your dream self would never make those decisions. Okay, cool. Get over it though. It's time to forgive yourself and move on. You cannot be stuck in that mindset forever. You did the things, you made the decisions. That's when you were version A, okay? Now we're trying to become version B. We cannot be stuck on what version A did, all right? So be honest with yourself. Take inventory of the things that you've done that is not aligned with the new person that you want to be, and make changes. Forgive yourself and move on. And you need to leave sugarcoating wherever you left the last version of yourself, right? We are done with the sugarcoating. We are done with the euphemisms. And remember, guys, nobody's going to hear this conversation but you. Unless you're me and you're crazy and you put everything on the internet. But nobody is going to hear this conversation but you. So really strip back those layers and get brutally honest with where you are right now and how close or far that is away from where you're trying to be. I low-key believe that in order to really make change, you have to be like almost at rock bottom, or like be so fed up with your circumstance that you're like, okay, I gotta just do something now. And hear me out. I am not trying to encourage you to expedite that process. Like, don't make any rash decisions, like quit your job, unless, we'll talk about quitting your job in a later video, unless that's what you need to do. But I'm not saying make any rash decisions to expedite the process of hitting rock bottom. Don't do that. That's not smart. But what I'm saying is, though, usually we get to the point where we are so fed up with our circumstances that something has to change. When you're comfortable, that is the enemy of change. That keeps you stagnant. So always remember that if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling discouraged, that's actually a good place to be, because that's letting your subconscious mind know that something needs to shake, right? Something needs to change. You need to do something differently. Me? I got tired of living in filth. Like, my higher self person doesn't have to shuffle around objects to get from one room to another, right? My higher self person is able to invite people inside because the house is always clean and vibey and smelling nice and has candles and fresh flowers everywhere. Change happens in a second, guys. It literally happens in an instant, right? People are like, oh, it took me 10 years to finally make that change. No, it took you 1 second to make the change. It took you 10 years to get to the place where you wanted to make that change. So hopefully if you're watching this video, you are ready, right? You are in that instant, you are ready. So let's capitalize on this moment. This is the youngest you'll ever be and the oldest you've ever been. So the time is right now. You can be in the same spot next year, having that same new year, new me conversation in the same predicament you're in right now. And nothing will change unless you do. So if you're really ready to make that change, then let me show you how to do it. And if you're not, then you can watch this video again next year, and the next year, and the next year, while you're in that same spot, in the same predicament that you're in right now. All right, so the first step, guys, is fake it till you make it. Literally just act like the person that you want to become. Now, you need to start getting like super specific about who that person is. Really take a quiet moment to yourself, right? Put some ambient music on or light a candle or whatever it takes for you to get yourself in that space, that mind space, and really think about, what does your higher self look like? And I'm talking about be specific, even down to what does she smell like, okay? A few things to consider to help yourself like really flesh out this person is, what are their daily routines? What do they do for a career? How are their relationships? What are their finances? Where do they live? What type of housing do they live in? What is their hair like? How do they wear their makeup? What type of jewelry do they wear? What's their favorite type of wardrobe? What's their favorite place to eat on a Sunday brunch? What are their hobbies? Personality traits. I mean, become obsessive with this person. This is called aligned action. So what that means is you take the same actions that this person would do and you mirror them, right? Your new favorite question will be, what would my higher self do? Anytime you are faced with a circumstance, ask yourself, what would my higher self do? Anytime I don't want to edit a video or I'm like complaining about that, I'm going to ask myself, what would my higher self do? Now, my higher self has a huge platform in which she's able to inspire people to live their best life while unapologetically living mine. And that requires editing, right? At least for right now, until I get a team, that requires getting in front of the camera and recording. So always ask yourself, what would my higher self do? And get intentional about this. I want to use Drake as an example because number one, Drake is my fave, and he's the fave. But he had a really, really good example. So what he said was, back in the day, before he had, you know, everything, before he was the boy, right? Before he was the GOAT, and he was just little Aubrey Graham, you know, back in Toronto. He wanted to be this huge superstar, this huge, you know, rapper, this guy. He wanted to be that guy. And he wanted to drive Rolls Royces and, you know, have all the chains and whatever these rap guys want to do. He wanted to do all that, but he didn't have that yet. So you know what he started doing? He started renting out Rolls Royces, right? So whenever he wanted to like pop his shit, he would go and rent a Rolls Royce, show up as that person, right? Start practicing that role, almost acting. Y'all know that Drake is a good actor. Don't play my boy, okay? But almost acting like in a Hollywood film as that person. You know what's funny? This year for his 36th birthday, his homeboy bought him that exact Rolls Royce that he used to rent out. And it's just so crazy how things come full circle. So I'm not saying to live beyond your means or like go broke trying to put on a facade for people. And I'm sure Drake wasn't saying that either. But it's almost like an extreme form of manifestation, right? You want to become that person? So become that person now. Don't wait until you're actually that person. Start acting, thinking, looking, behaving, as showing up as that person today, okay? Only you know what the best version of yourself is, and you have all the tools inside of you already to get there. Don't ever forget that. Ooh, also, a vision board on your phone. Like, we're always in our phones. It's 2023. Everybody's like in their phones. A vision board on your phone is the way to go. Matter of fact, let me get my phone. So, this is mine. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to get close. So, this is my vision board on my phone. And I really want to exude femininity, luxury, and just that girl status, right? And so, I look at this every single day. And this honestly just inspires me. I'm like, yes, I am going to be that person. And you know what's funny? Some of those things have already came to pass. Like, I had this picture of this Mercedes-Benz on there. Just bought me a brand new Mercedes, right? Had a Mercedes before and I just upgraded now. So it's when things are in your face like this right now, you almost like can't help but to get those things. Like your brain is saying like, okay girl, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get you to become that person because you keep like bugging me with these images. I'm gonna make them come true. So annoy your brain with your vision. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, next, make a reinvention list. And this can be really fun. It can, okay. I'm not gonna lie. It can be a little discouraging if you realize that this list is a lot longer than you thought it was gonna be, but it's really fun because now it gives you direction. It's kind of like that treasure map that's gonna lead you exactly where you wanna be. So what is a reinvention list? Oh my God, thank you so much for asking. A reinvention list is you reviewing that vision. So whether you wrote it in a journal or you made a vision board or Pinterest, whatever you're doing, you're reviewing that vision. You're gonna make a list of everything it's gonna take, all the steps from you to get to who you are right now to that person. Maybe your dream person wakes up at 5 a.m. every morning for a Pilates class. Cool. So that means that you need to start setting your alarm clock for 5 a.m. And it also means that you need to probably go to bed a little bit earlier too. So it's important to know these things. Like I told you guys, do not get discouraged if this list is longer than you think it is. Matter of fact, that's a good thing, right? It's a good thing that you're able to recognize exactly where you are realistically and that you know exactly where you need to be. Like the self-awareness, we love a self-aware queen. Now, once you have this list down, I want you to decide what are things that you can do today and what are things that you need to incorporate in a new routine. So things that can be done today are things like clean up, right? That's something that you can do right now. If your dream life person is someone that lives in a clean space and your space is not clean, clean it up. Clean it up, okay? That's something easy that you can do right now. Something else that you can do right now is like changing into your most luxurious pajamas and, you know, drinking some fancy tea. If your dream self is a luxurious person that drinks tea, awesome. That's something that you can do right now, today. Now, when I say what can be done to change your routine, things like you want to eat healthier, okay, but you don't meal prep. And so when you go to the refrigerator to grab some food, there's no food already prepared. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna grab fast food, you're gonna grab a snack, and you're gonna go off the rails. So that means in your routine, you need to allot a day to go grocery shopping. You need to allot another day, or maybe the same day, to actually meal prep, right? Maybe you need to allot a day to decide what meals you're gonna make for the week. That's what I mean about routine stuff. My dream person has beautiful skin. That means no matter how tired I am, I need to incorporate my skincare routine every single night, okay? So decide what can you do today and what can you do to establish routines to become that person. And then you take action and be consistent with this action. You're not gonna become your dream person tomorrow or even the next day, or realistically, unfortunately, even the next day. But I promise you guys, if you keep making those steps in the right direction, you have no choice but to get there. Always remember, fall in love with the process and not the goal. Becoming the higher version of yourself is not linear, it's not easy, but it is always worth it. And also guys, be grateful for the bad days. The bad days remind us of our desires, and it makes the good days feel that much better. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below and tell me, who is your dream person? I would love to hear it, guys. It gets me so inspired. Until next time, always make good decisions and wear sunscreen. Bye. Mwah.